what you're doing is when you push my elbows, you're putting on my knee. And kick that out, and you fall. So I'm going to right across.
Hold on, grab his wrist. No, grab his wrist. Other hand over the top. Okay. You take it across the chest, kick your knuckles to the mat. Gauge up the hips. Okay. Get your chest to chest. Start driving. Yep. There it is.
Still pulling up high. I know that's happening next shot. I'll do it to you one time. We're coming up here. You feel like that kind of works where you don't stop. Hurry up, you stop that. Okay, so you step it out. So here, like this, step. Put this here. Once I pull it here, now I can take
Keep going, sorry.
tight. Alright, so when I get to that third, now
You're trying to
rush.
rush. Trying to rush.
Right here. So which one?
Josh, go ahead. Put my knuckles to the mat. Start rotating your hips. Okay. Okay. Start pressuring forward. Now get chest to chest. Now square all the way up. All the way up. Look where my chest is. Where your chest is. You switch off that head. Good. Okay. Now drive. Drive. Let me get my hand out. That's the weapon. You gotta let him fight my hand. So if he fights his hand out. Okay, now you come. There we go. I'm ready to grab the stick.
You guys got it? Okay, guys, next time you do it, slow it down when you get to this point. Like that. When we get to, got all this here, okay, as I take my hip off, and start turning, see how my chest is up here? Go like this. Drop my knee, pull my chin right up. That way we don't get it. If we get too far here, it's going to break you.
On top. Chest.
All right, bring it in. All right, so what I'm going to show you now is a series of 3 or 4 different ways to run a half. 2 of them will be out of the common counters to a half. Now, I want to start by saying this. When we get to the ways to defend the counter, okay, you got to be a little more advanced wrestler. You got to really understand your hips. Okay, I'll get to that later, but there's 100 ways to do any one thing. Okay, so he might be showing you something. I might be showing you something. Your coach might be showing you something. I will never believe that there's only one way to do one thing. Okay, and the reason why I believe that is because I shot single legs wrong all through high school, but they worked for me. So I know your coaches are probably like, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. And that's right, you should do it like that. So if you see something today, or anytime you're in the sessions, don't look at it and go, well, that's not right, it didn't work that way. Just keep your mind open and try to learn some new things, okay? And then maybe you'll find something that works directly for you. So what I'm going to show you is a couple of ways to score out of a half and a wrist, which is the only way we will run a half in our program. And it's going to be off of basically the same setup that Coach just showed. The only difference is when I shoot him out this way, our coach told you to pry this or plank this here, come this way. I'm going to pull his hip with me as I go. So that's the only thing that I'm going to do different. I'm going to try to get him to this hip. Now, the way that I do this, so let me just give you this is a freebie. The guy on top has to get an advantage before the referee blows the whistle. So how I always do it is I won't touch him with anything but my chest first, and and I'm always facing forward because that's generally the direction I'm going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put pressure on his hands right away here. And then once I'm here, I'm going to squeeze his stomach and I'm going to squeeze his elbow because I don't want him to get hit. I want to put pressure on his hands before that rep blows the whistle because the whole thing about controlling a guy on top is controlling his hips and putting pressure on his hands. So that's a freebie. So I'm here, I squeeze. So what I'm going to do is the same thing coach just told you. I'm going to plank this, I call it planks, we call it pry. This hand's coming here and I'm going to shoot here. The only difference is I'm going to get on my toes and circle out front and forward at the same time, pulling his hips with me. So I'm here and I'm going forward and then I'm half circling and getting it into his head. Now once he's here, I've attacked this wrist already. So I have this wrist, okay? So I'm at this place, I'm coming here, I'm going forward, and I'm half circling, catching that wrist. Now, this puts him on his hip, and I'm going to cover his body with my chest here so he stays on his hip. Now, I'm not jumping sides yet, I'm running my half right now. I'm reaching for his ear on the other side, okay? Now I'm going to get on my toes, I'm going to pressure into him, and I'm going to jump sides. Now I'm safe. No matter what happens, I'm scoring. He's not fighting this off. Because all I'm going to do is straighten my arm, which elevates his elbow. I'm going to punch my elbow to the mat. I'm going to make a fist with his hand and put it in his chest. And then I'm going to pull his head to my body. Now, I have a rule of thumb that if he makes weird noises or can't breathe, then you know you're doing it. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to circle this hip to his hip. And I'm going to run that hip right down into the mat. So I pull this in and I'm circling here. You hear that? So now, this toe is posted out wide, I'm cranking his head up, I got all this pressure and I still have his wrist. Okay? One thing I do want to point out, the half that Coach Carpenter taught you, that is real common in college. That half, Illinois does that all the time. If you ever watch college wrestling, watch Illinois wrestlers. They do it all the time.
They call it the standard C half. It's all like
Okay, so again, I'm going pressure forward, and then I'm kind of half stepping, pulling his hip to the mat. So I'm planking here, I'm shooting the wrist here, I'm driving forward, I'm going to pressure hard with my elbow here, pulling his hip, attacking here. Now I'm covering hard, so he can't hit down. Throwing my half in, and I'm jumping sides, and I'm hitting my knee. Because I'm not worried at this point. It doesn't matter. You can try to belly down if you want, it won't matter. And I'll show you what to do when they do belly down. So I'm going to straighten my arm and elevate his elbow. So go ahead, elbow down, coach. Straightening my arm. I'm elevating that elbow. Now I'm shooting my elbow to the mat. Making a fist, putting it in his chest, sucking his head into my body here, and then I'm walking my hip to his hip, and then I'm settling him down, keeping the wrist, cranking. I'm really putting a lot of pressure with my feet here. Squeezing his body with my arm, and elevating his head. You guys understand that? You guys understand that? 2 minutes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I just do it. All right. Capture the wrist. Wait a minute. So get your chest up here. Cover. I'll throw your half in. Jump sides. Bring your knees right to his chest. You don't gotta worry. No, don't try to sink the half in. So this is the thing that we don't want to do is force it. Bring your knees right to his chest. And straighten your arm. That's elevating his arm. So now you're gonna punch this elbow right to the mat. Capture his head, make a fist. Drive your hip to his hip. Fire. Keep going. Get down hard. Now let's go way out here. Bring his head up. Jump side. Arch your back.
It's almost like you're trying to touch these shoulders.
Elbow to the mat. Allow loose that half. Okay, now walk your hip to his hip. Keep going. Keep going. No, I want you to step all the way over. I want your hip to hit his hip. So now here, okay, foot should be out wide. This hip should be down hard. This should be way tighter. This should be in chest here. Crank it, look up, arch your back. Sorry. Down under the things. There. I'm going to be trying to get my elbow down. You guys stop for just a second. Look at my body position on this hat, okay? Why don't you just give me the wrist here? Right down. Look at my body position on this hat. When I straighten this arm and I drop here, I'm pulling his head right into my body. My fist is in his chest. So when I say drive my hips to his hips, Look at how far down my hip is. Right here. Look at my body. I mean, I'm squeezing with my arm and my hips. I'm squeezing it. My foot is out.
Turn to his side.
I'm here. You hear that noise he's making? Yeah, this sucks. That's how you know you're doing it right. A couple more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Then raising the pillow.
Hey, make him quit. My mom.
How do I make it blank?